This is Brian Anderson, joined courtside by Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg. Our reporter tonight, Allie LaForce.
And this starts a very short homestand for them. And while it's only a few games, they have to take advantage of the opportunity to feed off their crowd.
Now here's Trent. Back to Cunningham. Grant, looking at these two teams, my attention is drawn to the front court matchup.
Oh, yeah, this should be a battle on the baseline. Great to watch skilled bigs trade blows and show off what they can do down low.
Here's Payton. Henderson scanning the floor. And there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot two. And Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning. You have to love how Scoot Henderson plays beyond his size. I mean, using the quickness and agility to get the better of bigger players. I mean, that's impressive for a young guy to be doing.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to catch up with head coach Chris Finch. I asked Coach how they plan on bottling up DeMar DeRozan, and he kept the answer simple. Stay attached and stay in front of him. DeMar loves to get to his spots, and we know where those are, so we just have to make him work for it. I'm sure they'll be trying to limit his mid-range looks, guys.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Outside Johnson. Pass to Sarr. The kick out to Johnson. Clock at 6. Here's Sarr. To the left wing. Second chance shot. That one's good for two.
If that jumper could become a consistent option for Sarr, he's going to be a dangerous player in this league.
Outside Payton. Back to Henderson. Rebounded by Johnson.
Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself.
Pass to Sarr. Beyond the arc. Sends it home from three-point land. Sarr's got 5 points.
Yeah, still a developing part of Sarr's game, but he looked confident with that triple.
Outside Payton. Now here's Davis. Oh, breaks the dunk off the deceptive pump fake. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Miller, he's open. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham.
This is Miller's game. He is a good jump shooter.
And we've got a timeout from Jamal Mosley. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes play. Now here's Henderson. As far as his production, he's averaging about 8 points per game. Here's Davis. Soft touch off the glass.
And I tell you what, AD is able to brush off those defenders with ease because of how strong he is. That's what they call weight room.
Well, Clark, the first 9 years of his career, he played mostly power forward. But over the last 3, Anthony Davis playing a lot of center.
And I think his game has become more focused on staying in the paint, which is where he's dominant. He's added tons of strength over the years. He's using that to his advantage. He's always been one of the special players in the league, in my opinion. And he's still one of the top 15 guys in the league for sure.
Now here's Henderson. Right at the free throw line. Yes, on the jumper.
Anytime Henderson can't get to the rim, that mid-range jumper is always there.
Trent outside. Outside Johnson. Pass to Sarr. Over Payton. Sarr misses.
That's 2 points they should have had. I'm sure he'd love to get that look again.
The shot by Johnson, no good.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
But that looked to me, guys, like a heat check. And was maybe a step out of his range.
And that one drops for him.
And what a read there from Cunningham, showing he has vision and timing with his passes.
Pass to Johnson. Uses the glass on the layup.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
Trent outside. Back to Cunningham. Here's Sarr. All sorts of time. Count it. Sarr's got his 3rd basket on the night right there.
Great touch from the mid-range by Sarr. He knows he's got to keep drilling it from this area.
From deep, Johnson. And Cunningham pulls it down. The Timberwolves lead by 3. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow.
Expert timing by Davis on the block. Right when the ball was at its apex, he got it.
Johnson with a bucket.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Now Cunningham. No points so far. Trent outside. The 3. The shot's good on the assist by Cunningham.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
And so Jamal Mosley calls for the timeout. He wants to review the game plan. Here's DeRozan, averaging around 6 a game. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, this young Magic roster has chemistry. Coach Jamal Mosley said they're so tight together. It's just organic. They're happy in creating these relationships over time, and it's because they're all just good kids that like being around each other. Guys, that's what you want.
Yeah, no question. Something to build on, Allie. Thank you. Kicks it out to Cunningham. Right side Johnson. Shoots over Johnson. Orlando grabs the miss.
Hey, sometimes the best looks don't equate to points.
On the wing, DeRozan. The floater. Sarr pulls it in. Minnesota leading by 3. Cunningham looking it over. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Every time I watch Sarr, I'm just amazed at how light off the floor he is.
Henderson outside. Davis a screen. Down low. And finished off by Davis.
Davis puts it down with authority. And his team is just going wild about it. Man, that was impressive.
Now here's Cunningham. No made baskets yet. Pass to Miller. Here's Sarr. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him. Sarr's got 11.
He's putting them to the test this quarter, attacking every chance he gets.
Henderson with it. Outside Davis. Johnson with the defensive effort. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. It's Minnesota leading by 5. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from the Timberwolves?
Well, clearly they played well in the first period because of their selfless attitude.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
LeVert with the ball. He's picked up by Miller. Henderson for 3. From beyond the arc and then some. 7 points in the game.
Yeah, maybe outside Henderson's range, but their confidence showing through, and the defense not ready for him to shoot from that far out.
Now here's Cunningham. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet. Miller on the wing. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. Top-end shot is off. Orlando trailing here. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Brandon Miller. That's his first foul of the game. Here's Payton. Quarter number 2 and about a minute in. That puts him in the lead. Johnson's got 8 points.
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
And here's Cunningham. They look to him to score consistently, averaging around 13.5 a game. Here's Portis. Yep, that one goes. Portis has got his first 2 points of the night.
That's just a case of pure strength and effort by Bobby Portis.
And Clark, Bobby Portis has really become a fan favorite around the league.
He sure has. He's one of my favorites. I mean, everybody loves Bobby Buckets, and I think it's because he's got a blue-collar style and mentality. He's not a guy that was super highly touted coming into the league, and he brings great energy, passion, and tenacity, and he produces.
Yeah, head first down the lane. Henderson wants to throw it down on your head.
Cunningham outside. And the call is going to be, yes, an illegal screen.
Well, the league has put an emphasis to crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Now here's Henderson. He's got 9. Outside Davis. Over Portis. And it's Orlando with another.
Hey, you know, after a pedestrian first quarter of shooting, I think they've really turned it up offensively. I like where they're headed right now. The direction is good.
Here's Cunningham. Still no points. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Top and right side. There's the 3. He drops it from range.
Well, making threes is vital for Toppin, developing his stretch big skill.
Henderson outside. Outside Payton. LeVert left side. Lets the 3 fly. Minnesota with the rebound. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. And Chris Finch has called timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Well, Grant, you were an excellent defender in your day. So who was the toughest player you had to guard?
Well, there were so many great players, Michael, LeBron. But let's talk about the late, great Kobe Bryant. I mean, he really had no weaknesses. And even if you defended him perfectly, there's a good chance he can still make the shot.
Orlando making some changes. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the second quarter. Kicks it out to Cunningham. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Shepard. Puts it up from 17. And it's Cunningham missing. Outside Joe. Over Cunningham. And Toppin pulls it down. And so Cunningham will bring it up for the T-Wolves. Toppin outside. This one for 3. He's looking good. 2 buckets in 3 attempts.
Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
Outside Joe. Pass to Exum. DeRozan, left side. It's hauled in by Portis.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Now here's Cunningham. Yet to see a basket. Pass to Portis. No luck on that one. Sohan with some nice D. Magic trail by 3. Here's DeRozan. Shoots over Shepard. Orlando again missing. Miller outside. Portis outside. And here's Cunningham. Again, the Timberwolves score.
Dialed in, Cunningham, an innate ability to shoot.
And we've got a timeout from Jamal Mosley. He wants a few moments to regroup with his players. Both teams deciding to change it up. Magic trail by 5. Now here's Joe. Pass to DeRozan. Over Johnson. Orlando again missing.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Now here's Thibault. 5-point lead, biggest of the game. It's Portis, high post. That one's wide left. Outside Joe. And the foul on Anthony Davis. That's his first foul of the game.
One thing they've been able to do in the first half is control the ball. They've given it up only once.
And here's Minnesota now. They've gone on an 8-0 run. Pass to Shepard. Johnson on the wing. Baseline try. And Minnesota again with a bucket.
I didn't see that coming. He sinks a pretty dicey shot.
Outside Joe. There's Davis with the 3. Minnesota with the rebound.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
Pass to Joe. Joe's got his first 3 points of the game.
They're having more success with the three-point shot here in the second quarter as they try to cut into this lead.
Takes a step back. Johnson with it. And Davis picks him up defensively. Porter's shot is off.
It hasn't been his best quarter. I mean, he's trying to shoot himself out of the slump.
Here's DeRozan. And the dunk by DeRozan.
At 6'6", DeRozan can fly with the best of them.
To the wing on the left. Minnesota again missing. Orlando trailing here. Pass to Joe. Fires from deep. Rebounded by Johnson. And here's Minnesota now.
If they take their time, this will be the final possession of the quarter.
Yeah, they've got to hold for the last shot here.
Here's Shepard for three. And the basket's good. Off the assist from Dinwiddie. Shepard's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. And there's the foul. It'll go on Matisse Thybulle. That's his first foul of the game.
Substitution on the court.
Left side, Davis. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. It's Minnesota up by 5. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. Magic trail by 5. Now LeVert. He's scoreless. Pass to Payton. Back to LeVert. 5 to shoot. Trent with a double. The Magic need to put one up here. From deep, Johnson. The shot no good.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian. Jalen Johnson is developing the complete game. He said, I watched the guys who do everything. That's my mindset. I want to be at least solid in every department. And then keep building on that, adding bits and pieces here and there. Brian, his versatility is already drawing attention league-wide.
Yeah, there's no question about that, Allie. Thank you. And there's contact and a whistle. So he's got 2 shots coming up.
I love big guards, and Cunningham using the sides to perfection.
And make no mistake, Cade Cunningham is the engine of this team, Grant.
Man, his vision and playmaking are crucial to the offense. Coach trusts him to make the right reads and set up his teammates. He has cut down on mistakes and is rounding into an elite point guard.
Davis misses.
And they just continue to dominate the boards.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Now here's Cunningham. Stolen by Davis. In transition, the Magic on the run. LeVert, that's good.
LeVert showing you can rise up from deep, a quality shooter when given room to fire.
Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Cunningham takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
And he just driving the stake in him there.
He's a guy who just never lets up.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
This isn't how they wanted to start the second half. Only 1 of 4.
Trent outside. Pass to Cunningham. Trent on the wing. From outside the arc. The rebound by Payton.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Just under 2.5 minutes into this third quarter now. Here's Davis. The rebound by the Timberwolves.
It's one thing to prevent the layup. It's another to do it without fouling. Just terrific defense.
Out to the wing. From deep, Sarr. That falls. Nice feed that time from Cunningham. Sarr's got 14 points for the game. Henderson outside. Pass to Davis. Shoots over Johnson. Johnson with the defensive effort.
Yeah, he's really scrambling to keep them in this game. Gotta respect that hustle.
Trent on the wing. The three. And again, it's Minnesota with a three.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Pass to Peyton. Back to Henderson. To the middle. There's the steal. And now the T-Wolves on the break. Now here's Miller. Cunningham outside. Oh, it's stolen by LeVert. In transition, the Magic on the run. Outside Johnson. LeVert outside. Back to Johnson to halt the run. Here's Davis. Ooh, Davis with the athleticism.
Davis playing big. Love to see that. Creating extra scoring opportunities as a result.
Here's Sarr. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take two from the free throw line.
Second team.
Grant, you talk about NBA length. Alex Sarr has it in spades.
So many young bigs we're seeing these days. He combines that length with some guard skills as well. And that's a very intriguing package.
That's off as well, so he misses both.
Obviously, Alexander Sarr's stature grabs your attention, but he's stronger than he looks too. And that can be a pretty dangerous combination if he learns to use it right.
Davis misses.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch too.
Now here's Cunningham. He has 6. He's got it going on. Now 7 for 10.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
And so Jamal Mosley calls for the timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. So Henderson will bring it up for the Orlando Magic. A 12-point game. Pass to LeVert. From the arc. Sarr pulls it in.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Now Toppin. Just 5 to shoot. It's stolen by Henderson. DeRozan, left side. Oh, DeRozan sinks it through contact.
Check out the body control from DeRozan there, guys. I mean, clearly there's contact, but it's almost impossible to affect his shot.
It's Dinwiddie on the wing. Still without a bucket. 6 to shoot. Here's Miller. Orlando with the rebound.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity from mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that one.
The Timberwolves lead by 10. From 20 feet. Len pulls it in.
He has to make that one. I mean, you have to make the defense pay when they slough off of you like that.
Henderson for three. That shot off the mark. And Minnesota with possession here. Pass to Sarr. Wing shot on the way. Not going to go that time. Magic trail by 10. DeRozan right side. And so it looks like it'll be Orlando's ball still. A minute 9 left to play in the third quarter. It's deflected.
And as Sarr gets older, he'll learn how to use his length even more.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. So both teams changing it up here. The Timberwolves lead by 10. Dinwiddie outside. It's Portis, high post. Nice follow through on the fadeaway. And the Timberwolves lead by 12.
When you watch Portis, he's not just a good jump shooter for a 6'10 guy. Bobby's just a straight-up good shooter, period.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Now here's Dinwiddie. 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. Shot clock at 6. And he's going for the lob. Out of bounds. It'll be Orlando's ball.
Well, he just didn't make the catch, didn't look the ball into his hands. He must have thought the ball was going somewhere else.
Here's Orlando. Offensively, it's been a struggle for him.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Sohan outside. Outside Joe. And he's going to the line for two. The official saw contact while he was going up. It's going to be on Bobby Portis. Orlando shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. And he's good on the second. And so it's Minnesota. They lead by 11 as the quarter comes to a close. A big difference in shooting percentages. And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Here's Dinwiddie. Pass to Shepard. Back to Dinwiddie. Portis a screen. Out to the right wing. Clock at 6. And then Portis with the dunk.
The slam from Portis, impressive. Using that size around the rack.
Exum with it. DeRozan up top. From the low block. It's hauled in by Portis. And here's Dinwiddie. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. Pass to Shepard. The three is up. Yes. And a nice assist from Dinwiddie. And the Timberwolves lead by 16.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
And don't leave out the coaching staff here now. I mean, their game plan has been perfect.
The fader. And it's DeRozan missing.
You kind of wonder where his head's at. The shot selection hasn't been there. And, of course, that one was just crazy.
Portis outside. Toppin outside. Dinwiddie outside. Back to Toppin. Pass to Dinwiddie. And off the left side of the rim, it swirls in for him.
Not allowing the pressure to bother him or phase him. Dinwiddie, even with the shot clock winding down, stays in control of the situation.
DeRozan outside. Now Exum. Looking to win the run. And it's good on the lay-in.
Timeout, timeout.
Exum's got his first points of the night.
I'd like to see them run more plays for him. Maybe something in motion to make it harder for the defense to deny the ball.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. So both teams making some changes here. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth now. Cunningham outside. Here's Miller. That falls. Nice feed that time from Cunningham.
Love the confidence from this young man. Miller is so quick off the catch.
Pass to Johnson. And Davis slams it home.
Well, I'll tell you what, his vertical is awesome, off the charts. A short center who still makes his presence felt.
Here's Sarr. Three-pointer. Rebound, Anthony Davis. Henderson outside. Outside Davis. Puts it up from 17. And it's in there.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Cunningham outside. Pass to Trent. From downtown. It's hauled in by Henderson. Magic trail by 15. And here's LeVert. Here's Henderson. Launches a three. That one is off.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
And here's Cunningham. Over to the left wing. Sinks it from distance. Sarr's got 19 points.
And after playing professionally in France, we wondered what Sarr would look like in the NBA. And you know, I think our question is answered. He's just too quick to the cup. No one near him to get postered.
Cunningham outside. Pass to Trent. That falls. Nice feed that time from Cunningham. And the Timberwolves lead by 18. Henderson outside. Now here's Davis. 6 on the shot clock. And the layup is good off the glass.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. Yeah, that's why they continue to get attacked.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And the call will be against Cade Cunningham. That'll be a second foul of the game.
And just a great job of getting there first and absorbing the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
Now here's Henderson. Outside Davis. Launches it. And Toppin pulls it down.
The rebounding differential is a major story in this game.
Yeah, and they've been on the winning end. I mean, effort is one thing you can always control in addition to attitude. I would credit this lead to force of will.
So it's Minnesota now. Earlier in the game, they led by 19. Pass to Dinwiddie. From 13, drained it for 2 points.
Boy, he makes it look so easy. Dinwiddie gliding around the court and spraying those jumpers.
Outside Davis. Outside Johnson. Exum with it. Right side Davis. Shot clock at 5. Here's Johnson. Orlando again missing.
Coaches loathe empty possessions. You got to be able to hit the easy ones.
Pass to Portis. Back to Dinwiddie. Here's Shepard. He's guarded by Exum. They swipe it. And the layup is good.
No need to risk a shot from range when you can take it inside.
Minnesota leading by 16. We've got 1:48 left in the fourth quarter here. Here's Shepard. Yes, and a nice assist from Dinwiddie. Shepard's got 5 points in the quarter.
And they just continue to attack, even late in the game, while they're up big.
I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
Strong performance from him, but he may need to do even more if they're going to win this game. And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the Timberwolves.
All their efforts on the boards ended up paying off.
And just two tough rebounding teams, but they gave the extra effort and were rewarded for it.
And this win will give them 12 on the year thus far.
And they meet just twice, so taking the first meeting means a lot to this team.
When it is just a two-game season series, the team winning game one has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Alex Starr.
He played big all night, relentless on the glass, just helping his team in the possession battle.
Dinwiddie with it, and Johnson picks him up defensively. 6 to shoot, tries it from 19. Dinwiddie, no good. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. Davis misses. And so Dinwiddie will bring it up for the T-Wolves. 13-point lead. 12 seconds left to the fourth. Here's Portis on the money. And so it's Minnesota easily grabbing this one. A clean win, and one where they clearly showed better energy.
Yes, so true. They put on a show here at home. And I really think they had that extra swagger and confidence, too.
And that'll do it, folks.